What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel on this happy Sunday. I hope you're having a great day. Before we begin, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff, and let's get into the team of the week. So this week we are running Spike the Granbull. If you don't get the reference, I hope that's not an old reference. I really hope that's not an old reference. Spike the Granbull from one of my favorite cartoons that has a cat and a mouse. I'll say that. Yeah, it's from a cat and a mouse. All right, that's who we're referencing here today. Spike the Granbull. Granbull is usually, it's a Granbull. It's a ZU. Yeah, it's ZU. You can see its stats right here. 90. Right, it's more. We seen Spike play a role in BDSP when, what was the set? I think it was our Eldez set in BDSP. If you want to check a defensive Granbull out, go ahead and check out the playlist there. But Granbull was used as defensive mon. It was Play Rough, Earthquake, Sleep Talk, and Rest. So Resto, Sleep Talk, Leftovers combination there because of the Intimidate. And then just a kind of a big HP stat with 90, 75 defense. Like it made it super bulky that it can take physical hits, and the ability to constantly recover every 3 turns made it quite annoying to take out. And 120 attack, just raw power, was able to do a bunch of chip damage to where we could win those sets too. So this time we're flipping that on its head. Instead of using its kind of bulky-ish stats and its raw power, we're kind of upping the raw power to its maximum here. Although I do think this is an error. I don't think we're running Adamant. I think we're running Jolly, because 45 speed is not a good speed stat. You're probably, if you haven't figured out by now, we are running a Quick Feet Toxic Orb set. So Quick Feet, I do not blame you if you do not know what this ability is. It is quite niche. I think the only other mons that have this is Ursaring, but why are you guys using Ursaring when Ursaluna is right there? But don't get me wrong, Ursaring is a monster of a mon too once it gets going. So Quick Feet plus Toxic Orb, what is the combination here? Quick Feet, if the Pokemon is status, its speed is 1.5 times. It ignores the speed drop and paralysis. However, we do not have a Para Orb or anything like that. We only have a Flame Orb or a Toxic Orb. So that's why we're running a Toxic Orb here today. Toxic Orb plus Quick Feet to get this 45 speed, a +1 speed essentially. And the goal is, so this is where we're going to have to make a choice. It's kind of like the Mian Xiao set, kind of like Whiplash set from last week. We got to pick and choose which one we're going to do. So we have Bulk Up or Trailblaze. Ideally, I want to click Bulk Up because look, that 120 at a +1, so you add 60 effectively. That's a 180 attack, right? That hits very, very freaking hard. However, 45 speed is really, really damn slow. So quick, even at +1, that's only about 67.5 if I did the math correctly. So we're going to have to put a Trailblaze when we switch it. So on the move that we switch in and the opponent is switching out, adjusting their strategy, we're probably going to click Trailblaze to bring this 45 effectively, give us a +2 because we're +1 with the orb and +1 from Trailblaze. So that's 2 to make this a 90 speed mon, to finally give it some good speed. 90 speed, although, you know, unboosted it is, we can still be outsped by a lot of things. But if we keep adding on the Trailblazers, guess what? We're going to just be snowballing opponents. All right. We're not running Facade Terra Normal. I do think we are more vulnerable to that, I'll be honest, even though it does make a really good strat as well. But the key is to bulk up when we can. But of course, we're going to be dealing with the damage stacking up from Toxic Orb. So it's not, this is the best set we have for sweeping Granbull, but it's not reliable because of the damage and the lack of recovery. Like, yes, we have Rest. Where's Rest? Where is Rest? Where is Rest? Yeah, we have Rest. But then, like, okay, so if we have Rest, Sleep Talk, Toxic Orb, but then we're suffering from the 4 move syndrome there as well. Because then every other turn, then we'll be activating the Toxic Orb, and we have to take the hits, but we're not going to be built to take hits anymore. So it's kind of counterproductive. I bet there is a set there to get that going, but it is easier said than done. I don't even think you have Wish. You don't have Wish, do you? Yeah, you don't even have Wish. So, like, this Granbull can hit very hard. There's no doubt about that. That 120 attack, there's no doubt about that. Especially if we can get the bulk up. The only problem is that the speed is the big issue. So we're going to have to choose carefully. A Granbull sweep is even more unlikely than a Mienshao sweep, also because a Granbull, defensive wise, outside of its HP stat, defensive wise is not that much different than Mienshao. It's probably a smidgen bulkier, but not that much of a difference. So we're gonna have to play Granbull very carefully, and hopefully we can get a sweep with it. It's possible. In testing I have done it, but it is very hard to do, so the team has to be very weak. So don't expect like a 6-0 sweep with Granbull. Like, the opponent would have to play quite badly in order for us to get a 6-0 Granbull sweep, just because it takes 2 turns at least to get Granbull going, and then we're against the toxic damage, and if they're not able to chip us down with the toxic damage to knock out Granbull, it's very hard. Like they're gonna have to play really shit in order to Granbull to get a 6-0 sweep. Making a return is Salt, the Hisuian Gudra, running AV, of course, and then we have the Dragon Steel Fairy coverage as well. Regular Gudra, we needed the coverage, and yeah, that's how we ended up with Hisuian Gudra instead, because Steel and Dragon makes a little extra typing and a little more synergy as well. But running the same spread as last time: Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, Flash Cannon, Ice Beam. We're just here to kind of take hits, do damage. We have Grass Immunity, so if someone wants to Spore Spike, we can come in with a Sap Sipper and block, just like regular Gudra, and do Gudra things here. So yeah, very defensive mon, same strategy. Fowler also makes a return. Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, U-Turn, Roost, same exact spread as our Kotatsu set. Meant to just be a bulky. I feel like this is the wrong set. I think this is wrong. Huh. But I'm pretty sure the one that we ran had Scorching Sands. I think this is the wrong Fowler, but it's the other one from the Kotatsu set. I don't want to bring that up because I'll be spoiling other teams. But essentially it was Flamethrower, Scorching Sands, Roost, U-Turn with Terra Ground instead, and then a different EV spread. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we also had Flame Body. That's the one thing that's consistent. Flamethrower, Flame Body, and Heavy Duty Boots. Not to be defensive, although I think defensive Fowler looks, yeah, this looks quite brilliant here. But yeah, we're not running this spread. It is Flamethrower, Scorching Sands, U-Turn, Roost with Terra Ground, Heavy Duty Boots, with a slightly different EV spread to be still defensive, but not absolutely defensive like that. I apologize for that inconvenience there. Trojan is our special attacker for this one, if Granbull is our physical attacker. Trojan making a return from the Cynthia set, question mark. Running choice specs. This has been the most reliable set. I can have Electros. It's slow, so we're running max bulk, max special attack. Choice specs hits very hard. Thunderbolt, Giga Drain, Flamethrower, Volt Switch gives us the switch initiative, the slower switch initiative. So we'll use Trojan as a lead, but essentially, as long as it's not a ground type. So say if it's what's it usually a lead, like a Palafin, right? Palafins are usually going to switch out into something else. We have the slower Volt Switch to get out of there. Rotom is another good one, right? Because we're slower than Rotom, so they'll probably Volt Switch out, send in their mon. We get the slower switch initiative 9 times out of 10 to send in the appropriate mon to counter our opponent's switching, while also hitting quite hard. Flamethrower for grass types, Giga Drain for ground types, and Thunderbolt for main stab purposes there. Again, it's our lead. This is our defensive ball. Don Bozo is back, running its Curse Body Press Liquidation Rest set with the Resto, as we've always ran Don Bozo. Yeah, this mon just hits very hard. We have to send this in on a physical sweeper, so Dragonites, T-Tars, Charizards with D-Dance, right, to completely ignore the stats, get our boost up so we can just be the absolute unit that this mon is, and just body press the heck out of things and liquidate the heck out of things. Resto for recovery. It, however, is a one-time recovery. And yeah, we're just going to do Don Dozo things. This mon can pull it back. If there's special attackers though, this mon is screwed. And to bring up the rear, kind of our other special wall of sort is Wallflower, the Venusaur, Sleep Powder, Knock Off, Giga Drain, and Sludge Bomb, a classic Venusaur set there. The key is to just put mons to sleep, or on the switch outs, when we get them on to sleep, hit the knockoff, get rid of items, and do things here. I see this is counterintuitive. Grass plus Black Sludge does not work. This should honestly be Terra Poison, although I don't think we're going to be clicking Terra on Venusaur at all, Giga Drain to hit ground types, and Sludge Bomb to hit other grass types and other Venusaurs for neutral coverage as well. But yeah, here's the team in all of its glory. Again, that's Terra Poison, that should be changed, and this is the wrong Zapdos. If you want the right Zapdos, go to our team builder with Kotatsu in the playlist there. I think that's the video has Kotatsu or Palmet there as well in the title, so shouldn't be that hard to find. But yeah, Spike, Salt, Fowler, Trojan, Don Bozo, and Wallflower. Trojan will be our lead 9 times out of 10 for that vote switch, late switch initiative. We don't really have hazards on our team either, I'm just noticing, so we're gonna be hard pulling the Granbull sweep if we can. We have no hazard clears, so we're gonna have to play a little careful this week, but I think it is possible to get some wins. We might not be the cleanest sweep, we might get a 2 Pokemon sweep or a cleanup with Granbull, but it's gonna be very hard to get that sweep going, especially we don't have hazard control. So wish us luck this week. This is a very rambly video. I apologize for rambling, folks. Have a great Sunday. I will see you all this week for the battles. Wish us luck. Can we go 5-0? I think we can. I think we can go 5-0. We have good quality mons despite having Granbull and Electros there and no hazard control, but I think we'll be fine. Thank you guys again for watching all the support. Have a great Sunday. Have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye bye for now.